All right, what's up, everybody? We are live. It is Saturday night. It is an hour earlier than what we usually do, but we got a lot to do tonight. This is the live episode. The next 2 weeks will be pre-recorded, but we are live here tonight. The Cartoon Classic continues. It is the quarterfinals. It is match number 3 in the quarterfinals. It is the Simpsons versus Kim Possible. Of course, I am Dutchy, joined as always. Mostly always. Tonight we weren't so sure because we didn't know if his sister-in-law was going to pop out a kid. But Money E is here.
What's up?
All right. Sean is here.
Hola.
Yeah. And the wild card Dave is here. He had a little bit of difficulties earlier on because I guess a cat dropped a Pokemon card or something.
Yeah, he did. This one.
Yeah.
This one.
So, all right. Yeah. So
That's a nice one.
Yeah,
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is.
put that cat in timeout.
He's about to.
Yeah.
So
Worth more than the cat.
hey. No
Maybe
animal.
to you, not to me.
Yeah.
That's my family.
I'm just.
I was gonna say, is that your cat or is that your fiance's?
Yeah. No, that's my cat. His name's Hero.
Okay.
Aw.
Hero HER0 or Hero HIR0?
E.
Okay. Well, because I know like most Japanese characters named Hero spelled HI.
No, he's spelled like a superhero. Like,
Gotcha.
Yep.
Well, you're into anime. I didn't know if you.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Yeah. So all right. So we've goofed around for a couple minutes, but be prepared. We're going to do it for a little more. All right. So round 2 already. Rugrats has advanced. Batman animated series has advanced. Eric, went through a couple pairs of shorts last week because he wasn't sure if Batman was going to advance or not because they were taking on SpongeBob. But secretly, Eric is heartbroken that SpongeBob is no longer involved in this tournament. But fear not, he will be in the next one. Which I get into that a little bit. The next tournament, which technically isn't necessarily a tournament, it's a season technically, but we're calling it a tournament just because I like the word. And what we have right now, you can see it at the bottom of the screen. We've got the the promo running, at the bottom there, but I'll still get into it. We need people to run divisions. You're going to have 4 cartoons in your division. Now we already have 51 people. 51 people have signed on. So our draft board was big enough for 50 people. But I'm going to start coming up with more. We're going to cap it off. The plan is to cap it off at 60, but if more people start coming to me, I'll probably let them still get in. One of our judges was just like, no, don't cap it at all. Don't cap it at all. And I wanted to put my foot in his, backside the other day. We're past that.
Yep.
But yeah, so we already have 51 people involved. And basically, here's what you're going to do. Nothing. This is like the easiest way you could possibly win a prize. And the least demoralizing. But you're going to run a division. It's going to have 4 cartoons in it. If one of your cartoons in your division wins the entire tournament, you win a $100 Amazon gift card. Now, we are working on a possible second and third place prize. When I say working on it, I am technically waiting on the mail to see if somebody who said they were going to contribute to the prize pool is what he's going to send. But we are going to work on a second and third place prize. So that way, not just the winner gets something, but there's also something for the next 2 people. But the way it's going to entail, and this kind of sparked an argument between the 4 of us the other day, until I reminded them I was the boss, that it's going to be, I know I said 100 before, but I think 82, because it matches an NHL season and an NBA season. 82 is a lot easier and plus we have playoffs. So the way the playoffs are going to work is it'll be like, because the division matches are going to be at the end. So say you have 2 or 3 cartoons in a division that kind of have the same points or same record. And not everybody can win that division. So the division battles are going to be at the end if they are needed to be. And then we'll probably do a thing where we have 10, or I was actually thinking we'll have 6 battles where 10 cartoons are battling each other. So 6 10 cartoon battle royals.
I changed the ticker to 82.
Okay. Wait, did I say it was? Did I put in the ticker that it was going to be a 100-match season?
When I did it, I said 99.
Okay.
I mean,
all right.
it
Well,
said 100. Yeah. Did I copy and paste what you texted me? I put it in as a ticker.
Maybe.
Well, it says 82 at the bottom.
But that was a couple weeks
ago. If Eric changed it, but yeah, no, it was just it just seems like 82 is a lot more reasonable. And if like we don't want to do this particular one for like 5 years, because there's a lot of people involved now, especially you don't want them waiting forever to see if they're going to win a gift card or not,
and they might forget.
Yeah. So like 82 is just a little same, and we're going to have 2 shows a week. One's going to be called Animated Showdown. The other one's going to be called Animated Hour of Power. Sean is actually working on the intros for those.
So I'm trying to figure out where the heck I can change my brightness on my screens. I'm just having a hard time finding them.
I mean, I can see you.
Yeah, no, I'm saying like coming back to me.
Yeah,
my left screen is so much brighter.
Oh, hold on, let me bend down. You see my head. Will that help the brightness out a little bit?
No. Oh, wait, hold on. I think I found it.
Wait, did that work?
No, I just kept reading down the screen.
So that's basically the update on the next tournament right now. It's going to start in July, so we're going to start drafting probably. We might even start drafting late June, just because
tomorrow's June. So.
Yeah, but this tournament will go till June 29th. That is scheduled to be the last day. But before we start really focusing on the next tournament, we got to finish this one. Kim Possible versus the Simpsons. Kim Possible was the 2nd seed. So this is the first time, because it had a first round bye. This is the first time we're talking about it in a head-to-head battle. The Simpsons were the 13th seed. They were a wild card. They beat Recess to get into the wild card, and they've already beat X-Men. Now, here's the kicker. If the Simpsons wins, they face Batman the Animated Series in the semifinals. If Kim Possible wins, then Batman faces Rugrats in the semifinal. So Batman's going to find out who their opponent is in probably the next half hour or so. All right, 7 categories: theme song, animation quality, originality and creativity, characters, episodes, humor and entertainment value, legacy. 1st to 4 wins it. I don't know if this will go 7 or not. I kind of doubt it. But without any further ado, let's get started. Theme song is the first category. Kim Possible's theme song has words. It's sang by Christina Milian. I think that's how you pronounce her name.
Sounds about right.
I don't know.
I mean, Dave, you would probably know more than I do, because isn't that your Mrs. Ringtone?
Yeah.
Right. So you would definitely know more than I do, because Christina Milian hasn't really been relevant in 20 years.
Yeah.
Facts.
But Kim Possible has words. The Simpsons, however, is very legendary for the, because I believe it was done by an orchestra. So it's very legendary. It was a legendary theme. It's been keeping the show going for 35 plus years. 36 now, I believe. But Kim Possible has her. I do believe, even though last night when we did a theme song tournament on the wrestling show, that I believe that words in a theme song matter. Even though I got outvoted on a few theme songs that had words for songs that just contained 2 words. But that's neither here nor there. I screwed my brother over in the end. That's all that matters. But just kidding, bud, if you're listening. But all right. So, Dave, I'm actually going to start with you, which is actually kind of weird because we usually end with you.
True.
But,
Yeah, you said last night on the show you're going to end with him.
Yeah. Well,
But,
I lied because I kind of know where your two guys' heads are. I definitely know where Eric's is because I usually have to try to push it back up to his shoulders. But Dave, we'll start with you. Who had the better theme song?
For theme song, I'm gonna have to go with Kim Possible on this.
Okay.
It's more my style. It's got some lyrics in it. Even though The Simpsons is iconic, I just like Kim Possible's beat a little better. It's more like up. So I gotta go with that.
Okay.
And it's also my wife's ringtone, so I
Right.
hear it quite often.
Yeah. So yeah, I kind of figured you were going to go with that, mainly just for the last reason, especially, which, by the way, she will also be leading. She will also be running a division in the tournament. Again, she doesn't have to. Nobody has to do anything. She'll be leading the division in the next tournament. There will be no bias. We will be,
100%.
Everybody will be fair and just. Even though Dave's got a significant other in it, Sean's got his significant other in it.
She ain't winning.
Huh?
She ain't winning.
Yeah. Eric and I's significant others are not in it because Eric and I are each other's significant others.
We have our younger brothers in it.
Yeah. Younger brothers. I have other family members in it. But I'm not judging, so I can't be biased. Oh, I wouldn't be biased to them anyway. So, all right.
It's
Yeah.
just whatever's the best. That's what we're going with.
Yeah, exactly.
Pretty much. All right. Sean, we'll go to you next.
Kim Possible. I think it explained the show more through the action sequences.
Yeah.
Which,
by the way, it was a pretty good action sequence. I mean,
it was.
The Simpsons always. The only thing that ever really changed in The Simpsons was what they did at the end.
Yeah. It never really went through what to expect in the show, which I guess is fine, but Kim Possible more explained what you would see in the show.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yeah, because Christina Milian sang the whole thing. Basically,
I'm just saying through the action, it shows her going through high school and then down skiing down a mountain with explosions.
Yeah. So Clinton in the chat room said Kim Possible has his vote. All right. So technically, that's 3 votes. But Eric. All right. So you're going Kim Possible as well.
Yeah. I think it's just a better rhythm and it's more catchy. I think Simpsons is kind of old and it's Kim Possible is more modern. That makes sense.
Didn't Kim Possible also add through the next season it would show different scenes from the original?
Yeah, I actually saw. I was watching episodes from season 3 today because I've seen multiple episodes. Well, I've seen like I saw the whole series back in the day.
Yeah.
But I've seen like a lot of episodes from season 1, and yet like the season 3 intro definitely does shows more than like season 1 does. Obviously, because it's the newer season.
Right. But compared to The Simpsons, that kind of kept the same thing over and over and over.
The only thing that ever changed was the ending.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, all right. So Kim Possible wins this first round. Now, last week, SpongeBob won round 1 over Batman, and it didn't necessarily, and then it just all went downhill for SpongeBob from there. So I'm not saying it's going to happen this time around, but the Simpsons are the Simpsons, and we'll see. I feel like, you know how like in football back when they used to do the first and the first 2 seeds in each conference got the first round bye.
Yeah.
I always felt like it served the number 1 seed better than it always served the number 2 seed, because I always felt like the number 2 seed was the one that usually got their butt kicked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they always get the higher seed. They always get the better seed. Not the better seed. They always get the seed that has a better record.
Yeah, they usually get like the 3 seed or something like that, right? As long as the 3 seed wins.
So you would get the next highest seed that won.
Yeah.
They
So
get the lower seed.
Yeah. So like I kind of feel like Kim Possible is kind of in that position. By the way, the Simpsons, when we did the league battles, the Simpsons was only a half point away from winning their league. All right, animation quality. Simpsons, when they first started out, their animation quality wasn't very good. However, if you look at episodes nowadays, that's not the case.
No.
Okay. They've evolved with the times. We've talked about it before. Kim Possible, early 2000s animation, very good, because Disney definitely upped their game as far as like animation goes. I know they, nowadays they just kind of mainly rely on computer animation, but it's still very good animation quality for that time. But like I said, Simpsons kind of evolved over the years. I mean, the first few seasons were kind of shoddy, but like I said, when you evolve with the times, it's usually to your benefit. Sean, I'm going to start with you first.
I'm going to go with The Simpsons.
Okay.
You basically explained it all, like they adapted, improved, and now it looks really nice.
Yeah.
I mean, in the beginning, it was awful. Don't get me wrong, but
Well, because even in the first like few episodes of the first season, Homer Simpson really didn't even have like a distinct, and we'll talk about that in characters a little bit more too. But the actor that voiced Homer Simpson, Dan Castellaneta, like he didn't know how to do Homer Simpson's voice.
Yeah, it was really awkward.
Yeah. So, all right, Dave, I'm going to go to you next.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Simpsons as well. I think the animations, especially in the later years, were a lot cleaner, a lot smoother than Kim Possible. So I'm going to have to go with the Simpsons on this one.
Okay. Eric, it doesn't matter again, but let your voice be heard.
I'm going with Simpsons too. As the guy said, it evolved from decade to decade, or even year to year.
Which it's kind of weird that if the Simpsons wins this, that they're going to face Batman in the semifinals. I think a lot of people would have probably picked that as like a final.
Yeah.
But first, we got to get there. Originality and creativity is the next category. It is tied 1-1. All right. Originality. there have been shows about, heroes who save the world and, they're, spy-like. I think this is the first time, though, that it was ever a teenage. I mean, they've done it where it's like the hero was like a teenage boy. But I think this is the first time that it was a teenage girl, and she had a goofy guy as her sidekick. Talk about that more in characters. But they did a lot of creative stuff, especially with their action sequences and the fights with the villains. Now, and as far as The Simpsons goes, the originality, I've always said that I felt like The Simpsons was just the adult version of the Flintstones. But they did do some pretty creative stuff. The creativity was always there. Now, if you look at a guy like Homer Simpson, you're just like, this guy is not creative. But they did do some creative things with their animation and action sequences and all that. So, both shows kind of even it out really in both sides of the category. Eric, I'm going to start with you first.
I'm going with Simpsons.
Okay. Expand on that a little bit, please.
I think it was just no.
Come on, Eric. We got 3 shows we got to do tonight. Spit it out.
I just think it was a little better than what Kim Possible did.
Okay. All right. Dave, I'll go to you next.
That's a tough one. For originality and creativity, I'm gonna have to go with Kim Possible.
Okay.
Like you said, they did kind of mimic like a teenage person, for going for like a spy superhero type deal, but it's the first time it was ever a female. Her sidekick, Ron, and his little pet. We'll get more into those in characters, but like they had a good dynamic. It was fun. He was funny. And I just like the villain that they were up against. I thought it was pretty creative. Simpsons, they kind of stayed with like events that were going on, like, like it was good, but I don't know. I didn't think it took that much creativity to come up with some of their episodes.
Okay. Sean, go ahead.
Dang. You make good points there, Dave. Make good
Thank
points.
you.
Yeah, he did.
But
I'm gonna have to no. I gotta stick to my gut and keep it with Simpsons. Sorry, I almost switched over.
I almost convinced
But
you.
yeah, you almost convinced me on that. But to me, The Simpsons is more original because not only did it like have a storyline with Homer and his adult life, they branched it off to Bart and Lisa and all these other kids having childhood lives and figuring out what to do with that storyline, and then on the occasion make it all work. I don't know. It's more creative to me.
okay. I mean, fair enough.
Fair.
I see. This is a lot more professional than a couple weeks ago when you gave the victory to The Simpsons, and your reasoning just was, "I don't like to agree with Dave." So
I have converted to Davism.
Yeah. I know we know all about Davism. He was trying to convert us the other day.
He told me, "Hey, try this lemonade." I was like, "Bet." Whole life changed.
Then you found out it was urine. But all right. So Simpsons is up 2-1. Now we go to characters. This is where it could get ugly.
Please let me go first. I have one real quick answer and a quick explanation for it.
All right. Well, let me go through my monologue first.
Go for it.
And then we'll get there. Kim Possible, Kim, Ron, Wade, Rufus, Kim's parents, Kim's twin brothers. You also have Connie, Kim's high school rival. You have the addition of Monique later on in the first season. You
Her
also
brother?
Huh?
Did you say her brother?
Kim's twin brothers, yeah.
Okay.
Then you have also Dr. Draken and Shigo, Senor, Senior, and Senor Junior, Senior Junior. Rolls right off the tongue. Mr. Barkin, who's one of the teachers. So you have all those characters, but it mainly focuses on Kim and Ron, and usually Draken and Shigo.
Mm-hmm.
All right. However, in the other show, you have Homer, Marge, Bart, Lisa, Maggie, Grandpa Simpson. You have Apu. You have Principal Skinner, Mo the bartender, Barney, Lenny and Carl, Mr. Burns, Smithers, Otto, Groundskeeper Willie, Krusty the Clown, Mrs. Krabappel, Sideshow Bob, other characters that I'm sure I'm forgetting. And by the way, there are episodes. Oh, Chief Wiggum. Basically anybody that is voiced by Hank Azaria on the show. And you do have episodes that are focused on all of the characters. It's not just about Homer. It's not just about Marge. It's about everybody. Everybody has seemed to have gotten an episode over those 36 years, and they've never really run out of stuff for those characters to do. So you asked, mainly politely, so I'm going to let you go first. Sean, go ahead.
Kim Possible, because Shigo is a baddie.
That is not where I was expecting you to go. I mean, I'm writing it down so it can't be changed. It's actually funny, and I don't know if I've told this story or not, but one of my coworkers actually dressed up as Shigo for Halloween a couple of years ago.
Mm-hmm. She a baddie. I have to say that very lightly, though, because
well, if you're talking about Shigo, I'm sure Danielle will understand. If you're talking about my coworker, then yeah.
Yeah, actually, no. She probably agreed with me. She probably
put you in the
agreed with me.
doghouse.
Yeah.
If you're talking about the coworker.
Yeah. Well.
No.
Yeah. No, we won't.
Oh, talking about your wife. I see the artwork. I see it. Looks really good.
Oh yeah. Look at that one. That's not colored in yet, but
I know who that is. That's Shenron.
Mm-hmm.
That looks amazing.
Promotions.
Yeah. Your wife is definitely a talented artist.
Yes, she is.
Now, does she do commission pieces for people, or is this just like
yeah, if you asked her to draw you something and offered her money, she'd do it. She has a Facebook page.
Okay.
Like Laughlin Artwork.
Okay.
But yeah, she like we sold I think 2 paintings. Just like, however much. I think she sold, it depends on the size of the canvas. So like the one right here, sorry, I'm getting confused by where my camera is. This one, this guy, this thing.
Okay. The one that's not colored in yet. Or the one that's colored in yet, or the one that's not colored in.
This thing. She hand drew that
baby picture.
That colored in, she'd probably ask for like $50 or $60 plus shipping.
Eric, does that look familiar to you? Because that looks like your baby picture.
Unless you're local like Dave, and we can just like meet up, or you can come get it, or I drop it off.
Okay.
So, but obviously, like she can do smaller ones or big ones. And
yeah.
very
nice.
If you ever want anything done, even for the show,
I'm thinking about it. I just don't know exactly what yet.
Friendly discounts, my friend.
Well, that definitely helps. All right.
Trying to convince her to make something for like a reward.
All right. Eric, we'll go to you next.
I'm going Simpsons. Legendary characters: Homer, Bart, Lisa, Marge, even Grandpa Simpson.
You're not on the Shigo baddie train, huh?
No.
Shame.
And she is kind of cute, but
13-year-old me was damn pleased watching Kim Possible with Shigo.
Yeah. All right, Dave, you're breaking the tie here.
See, this one was hard because there's characters I like in both. I really like Ron and Rufus and their comedy and Kim Possible, but there's quite a few characters in The Simpsons that are pretty funny, I think. I'm gonna have to go with The Simpsons on this.
Okay. All right, it's 3-1.
Bart's one of my favorite characters.
yeah.
I miss it when he used to be the spokesman for Butterfinger.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's actually because of him that Butterfinger was actually one of my favorite candy bars when I was a kid.
They are
You
good.
still like it today?
They have a Butterfinger ice cream bar.
Mm.
Oh my
aware.
god. Get them from Tops. Oh my god. I could sit there and eat the whole freaking thing.
Is Butterfinger still one of your favorites today, Doug?
It's still kind of up there. I'm more a Three Musketeers kind of guy, but Butterfinger's still good.
Reese's for me.
Yeah. Oh, I know that. All right. So we are at 3-1 Simpsons. This is bringing back memories of last week.
I was about to just say that.
Yeah. Eric, you're in trouble. All right. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. The next category,
Right, kind of.
and may even be the last category, is The Simpsons. Or not The Simpsons. Episodes.
Oh boy.
They both have had really good episodes, but I feel like because Simpsons has had so many more. I mean, you have, I watched an episode today where the Simpsons took a trip to England because Bart, found a $1,000 bill and then opened up a museum where people got to look at that $1,000 bill. But then Mr. Burns said that the $1,000 bill was his. He took it back, but Bart raised $3,000 in his museum to take the trip to England. Of course, Homer did something stupid. He rear-ended in traffic the Queen of England. And Marge made him promise before they took the trip that he would not do anything stupid. That's like me making Eric promise me that he's not going to piss me off. All right. It's not. He could try his best, and he usually does, but usually he does something. Last night he disrespected theme songs that I liked.
There you are.
Well, you did the same thing to me. We all did it to each other.
Yeah, but you did it first.
Yeah, you started it, Eric.
Yeah.
There.
What I did was just
Doug.
called retaliation, and that's perfectly kind of okay. All right.
Sorry,
but
Doug.
yeah, it's all right. In the end, Randy Orton's voice is one anyway, so it doesn't really matter. You had the other episode where you had another episode where Mr. Burns' long lost son, went to find Mr. Burns, but then he ended up being really close friends with Homer. You had another episode, the Thanksgiving episode, where Lisa made a kind of a sculpture and Bart destroyed it, and then Bart ran away from home because he basically proved that he doesn't respect his sister. which at that point Lisa should have probably just beat him to death with her saxophone. Like, not that I would condone such a thing, but if you have a big enough weapon like a saxophone, use it, especially when someone's ticking you off. In Kim Possible, you have there's the episode where they go on a skiing trip and Kim's parents accompany them and as chaperones, and Kim is embarrassed, but then they found a woman who is trying to bring all her Beanie Baby type dolls to life, and Kim parents really saved the day. You have an episode where Dr. Draken and Ron kind of switch personalities, and Ron becomes evil and Dr. Draken becomes a good guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, Sean, I'm going to start with you first.
I got to give it to The Simpsons.
Okay.
Just basically explained it all.
Yeah.
Like you normally do. But I just thought they were a lot better. But obviously Kim Possible did have good ones, especially the one where, Draco and Ron switched personalities. That was a good one.
That was a real good episode. But yeah, that was pretty funny to me, because then Ron was trying to figure out a way, because he had this cousin who was a bully, and by the way, the kid was only 9.
Yeah.
And he wanted Kim to kind of be, because you could tell, like, starting in the 3rd season, that Kim and Ron were starting to develop feelings for one another.
Yeah. They tied that in real well too.
Yeah.
I just think The Simpsons had more of an options and variety. Yeah, thank you, Dave.
Yeah.
And I mean, obviously, them still being on today.
I mean,
a huge factor.
It helps
a lot more to judge from on their side than Kim Possible. But
right. All right, Dave, I'm gonna go to you next.
Yeah, for episodes, I'm gonna have to go with The Simpsons as well. Like you said, there's more variety. There's a lot more to watch, and I thought it was more entertaining as well, their episodes. So I have to go with The Simpsons.
Okay. Well, we're not going to get to humor and entertainment value. Eric, it doesn't count, but go ahead.
Going with Simpsons, there's more legendary episodes that are still talked about today. Obviously, one of the big ones is Who Killed Mr. Burns. So
right,
that episode's always the one that sticks out to me.
It also helps they had continuality episodes from previous ones.
Yeah.
Because didn't they did one a Clue style one? It was 2 episodes, them doing Clue version, kind of like what Family Guy ripped off.
Yeah, I think I remember that.
I don't think Kim Possible had one
there was
unless there was
episodes, or it could be to be continued.
Oh, okay.
All right. I don't think anybody is surprised. I'm sure people are disappointed, and you know where to write your letters. Simpsons wins 4-1. So what that means is in the semifinals, it is going to be Batman the Animated Series versus The Simpsons. And it also means that Rugrats will be facing the winner of next week's battle, which is going to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original from 1987, versus Pokemon.
Ooh.
So, That's gonna be a big one. That is the episode that will air next week. We're getting ready to record it after we get done with this episode. But yeah, so make sure, so Simpsons wins 4-1. Make sure to like and subscribe to the When Tunes Combine YouTube channel. Also, Eric's Unscripted Sports Show, the Stabcast, Wrestling Through the Years. You can find Dave on Twitch at TCAX Godsend 95. You can find Sean on YouTube, Twitch, and TikTok at TCAX Reaper.
Sending you the link, guys.
So then,
oh, I'm so smart. I did. Hey, look who's back, Dougie.
Yeah. I guess you can't put them in timeout for too long.
Nope. And completely ban them.
Yeah, well, it's coming. But so anyway, all right. So next week's episode is going to be Pokemon and Ninja Turtles. We will see everybody next week. Remember, it will be Batman and Simpsons in the semifinal. And later, everybody.
Later.
Later.